Hi friends, in this video we'll learn how to transform data in the Power BI desktop. So first let me connect to the data source, click get data here, and so our data source is Excel workbook. Select and connect. Select the desired file and click open. You can see data is being added. So in this workbook we have the orders table. So select orders and click load. So now the data is being loaded into the Power BI desktop. Once data is loaded, you can see the list of tables present in our data source. So that is orders. So click on this expand button. You can see list of the columns present in the table. To transform the data present in this table, you need to click on the transform data. Select this drop down and select transform data. Once you select that option, you will see the Power Query Editor window. By default, these 4 steps are applied. So here we can see the list of changes that we made to the data source. For example, if you click here source, you can see the data that is being loaded into this Power BI desktop. So this is the file. And if you go to navigation, you can see the first row is not being identified as the column header. So to make it as a column header, if we go to the next step, it is being promoted as the headers. First row is being added as a header. If you click on this drop down, you can do it manually if that step is not there. Use first row as headers. And here if you see here the numbers are being identified as the alphanumeric, so where it is supposed to be the numeric. So if you click on the next step, you can see they are promoted as the numeric. Okay, so this is the pane where you can see the list of transformations that we do in order. Okay, for example, if you want to add some tax column to this data, I want to duplicate the total sales. For that, just right click here and select duplicate column. Once you duplicate the column, you can see that step is being added, that is duplicated column. And now I want to rename this column as tax. For that, simply double click and then change the name tax. Okay, you can see that step also being added as rename. So this is the order of changes that we do. You can navigate to any step and see the changes in the data. Okay, now I want to multiply this tax column. So I want to take tax column as a 10% of total sales, right? So for that, click on the transform tab. Once you transform tab, you can see the standard here. So all the related options will be displayed based on the selection. So I have selected tax column here and then go to transform. You can see the list of transformations that you can do. So I want to multiply with 0.1 to get the 10% of the total sales. So click multiply, and then in this window you need to provide the value which you need to multiply. So I want to multiply with 0.1 and then click OK. So now you can see we have the output 10% of the total sales. Let's do one more transformation for the customer name. So I want to split this customer name into first name and last name. So for that, just click on the customer name and then go to transform, and here you can select split column. Okay, click on this drop down, select we can select how we want to split the column. We want to split by space, that is delimiter. So our delimiter will be the space. So by default space is selected. You can change whatever you want based on your data. So select space and then click OK. Once you do that, you can see the 3 new columns are created. I do not want to have this column name 3, so I want to just right click and remove. Okay, so column 3 is removed from the table. Now I want to rename this one as a first name this one as a last name. Okay, now that we have made our changes required to this data, we need to save this. So to save, we can click on the home button, home tab, and click this close and apply drop down, select close and apply. So our changes will be saved and Power Query editor is closed. Okay, once it is done, you can see our new columns are added, that is first name, last name, and tags. To visualize this data, you have to just simply select the fields that you want, and by default the visualization is built in this report. Okay, so you can also change the format of this visualization by selecting any visualization from here. Okay, okay, yeah, so that's it for this video. We'll